War is coming from north, and that war will reach to Lagos before it go enter east.
You want to pretend there's no war? That's a war.
Pretending. I'm only saying there are
a lot of you journalists are part of the problem. You don't want to address the truth.
Nigeria is a country of many nations. How can one ethnic group dominate everybody? To bring this countries at the precipice, and not talking about restructuring or not going for restructuring, it's just postponing the evil days. I'm afraid.
War is coming from north.
You don't boss again. Or before I play you this video, I won't make una beg, make una click the subscribe button. You don't know the cost. Make una click the subscribe button so that I go to get update of every single thing where they happen, where won't happen for our country, Nigeria and Biafra. You know, see, as Mazen the Kalu in detention, many people think say you don't know what you know do. So this woman now, one of the prophetess, will be say when he give him prophecy, he do always come and correct. So I want una pay serious attention. Leave with you una they do. In case if una they do anything, may una save this video or share it to your friends so that una go fit come back come watch this video. Make sure say una watch this video. The ending part now the most important thing will be say everybody need to pay attention. This time now one of the critical time will be say all the whole Biafras, all the whole Nigeria need to stay active, because wetin won't happen for this country now. Everybody know even me, I know even they expect them from waiting I hear now. We want where these people talk right now. So pay serious attention. Watch this video from the starting to the end. You know, say all these things, all this fight where they talk about now, in they start from waiting they talk and the prophecy where they give. So pay attention, watch this video and make sure you want to click the subscribe button so that we get to give you an update on everything where they happen for our country or we won't happen for our country. Thank you so much. I beg you, click the subscribe button now.
Some group of men, they say they want to know after this person who will be president. I told them he's an old man from Yoruba. They say, is he not P2B? I told them, P2B, people will declare him win, but he will not sit there. Everybody was against me, and it came to pass.
The prophetess is making us to know that Nigerians should expect war.
War is coming from north, and that war will reach to Lagos before it go enter east. I saw leaders, I saw governors, presidents, police, army using boats to run because airport was closed. I saw prison. There is this prison, I saw the name clearly in that revelation. It was broken, all the warders was killed. The name of the prison was called Panti. I don't know if there is any prison like that. That prison was broke down, even the fence fell. The warders, all of them were massacred. I don't speak because I have mouth. Remember the day I came to this Lagos, I told you that a mighty prophet, that God is going to call him back to glory, that Iroko will fall. Everybody saying a lie. It did not reach 3 months TB Joshua died. I don't speak because I have mouth. I only speak when God asks me to. As he said I should not go to those places today, that I should come to this place I've never been before.
The only way we can get out of things like the Northeast insurgency called Boko Haram, the Middle Belt killings by the Fulani headsmen, the Southeast call for a Biafra, the Niger Delta militancy, is by removing power from the center, giving it to the state.
I'm not pretending. I'm only saying there are
a lot of you journalists are part of the problem. You don't want to address the truth. There's a war on. Why are you saying you're not pretending? There's a war on. People are being killed everywhere. You're saying there's no war. What do you mean you're not pretending? You are. You are part of the problem in this country. Allow us to speak the truth so that people will know what's going on. There's a war on.
I keep saying to people, the judicial system we have now cannot catch a thief. It can only catch a thief that stole a goat or pick up your gun from the hanger where you put it. But those who steal big, all you need is to steal enough to make room for 1 or 2 sons who will help you argue technicalities until the life of the government is over.
When the chicken finally comes home to roost, and when the market is on fire, And even the blind and the deaf will get to know because the heat will be generated. I wasn't just at the 2014 National Conference, with all respect, without humility. I was at the 2005 National Political Reform Conference. I was at the 1999 Vision 2020 Conference. And I was at the 2014 National Conference, where all these issues concerning restructuring, devolution of power, through fiscal federalism, continue to come up again and again like a recurring decimal.
The only way we can get out of things like the Northeast insurgency called Boko Haram, the Middle Belt killings by the Fulani headsmen, the Southeast call for a Biafra, the Niger Delta militancy, is by removing power from the center, giving it to the state.
I am speaking about national security. Hold on, please. My brother, this is a national security issue.
Yes.
There is a war on. You want to pretend there's no war. There's a war
pretending. I'm only saying there are
a lot of you journalists are part of the problem. You don't want to address the truth. There's a war on. Why are you saying you're not pretending? There's a war on. People are being killed everywhere. You're saying there's no war. What do you mean you're not pretending? You are. You are part of the problem in this country. Allow us to speak the truth so that people will know what's going on. There's a war on.
We don't bring Nigeria is not one, and it can never be one. We are different nations tied together by force. We should still be one country, but let everyone govern itself the way he likes. Are you hearing me? Let the Niger Delta have their oil. Let the East have their resources. Let the Yoruba people have their resources. Let the North have their resources. Let them manage their security. Give them state police. Let everybody guard his borders. Let everybody generate his economy. Why must we generate oil in the Niger Delta and take it to the North? Why must we generate IGR here or the VATs and take it to the North that generate nothing? The 10 key northern states have Sharia. Sharia says no to alcohol. Sharia says no to tobacco. But alcohol and tobacco is what gives us VAT here. And you take the money from there to spend where you say you don't want, but you like the money. Fraud, 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 unfairness, injustice. Where did we sit down to make Nigeria 36 states? Where did we sit down? Nigeria was negotiated 3 regions. North, West, East, 1963, by plebiscite, Midwest came in. Where did we sit down and say we shall be 36 states plus Abuja, and the biggest one taken to the North? More local governments. Then we came with federal character. You are qualified, but from the tribe you came from, you can't be qualified. Now, you can't pass any law in that National Assembly without Northern approval. They are in larger quantity. Deliberately made so. So how do we go from there? Structuring, redoing our foundation. He said when the foundation is faulty, the superstructure will not stand. We got it right at independence. The basis of our staying together as an entity, as a nation, was negotiated and agreed by the founding fathers. But like Tony said, in 1966, a unity system was foisted on us, and that agreement was pushed aside. And since then, we entered into this problem of suspicion, mutual suspicion. We can't stay together if we don't trust ourselves, if we don't believe in ourselves. I keep saying to people, Nigeria, yes, but we are different people. Different people forced together, and that's why he's talking about devolution of power. And I agree completely that the center has been too attractive, too powerful. An average Nigerian will ask you, sometimes you wonder, why are people clamoring that their own person should be in the presidency? Why don't we look for the best person that have the love and the interest of this country at heart? Why should the Igbo man say it should be an Igbo presidency? Why should a Southwesterner say, I want a Yoruba man to be there? Why should Hausa people say, it's because we just not the same people. We don't trust ourselves, and there's so much power at the center. I ask myself, if you put an Igbo person there, or a Yoruba person, or Hausa person there, is he going there for his own people? Is he going there to go and take the resources of this country and give to his own own people? Is it not supposed to be the welfare of all? But the truth is, this presidential system, because I'm not just looking at restructuring the entity called Nigeria, even the political system has to be restructured because that has been hijacked. So the people have
When you say
no
hijacked,
voice.
how do you mean? You need to break it down.
I'll break it down. We're talking about the best person, the person who has the wherewithal, the mental capacity, the patriotic zeal, the love of the country to rule. That can never emerge in the system in which we are. That there are political fathers, there are political warlords that will produce who you vote for. And you know, we are doing grassroots politics. It is a democratic system. Our constitution has not given room for independent candidates. So the party had to produce the candidate you vote for. Who is the owner of the party? The parties are owned by fathers who put their cronies there. As I was driving down here this afternoon, I saw posters of councillors, councillorship candidate in Lagos, and somebody was saying to me, these ones that are campaigning, who put them there? Who nominated them? Who brought them? So the party. Who was the party? 90% of the people you have in our National Assembly and state assemblies are cronies. So the political system itself has to be restructured so that the people, they are supposed to be representative of the people. Each time members of our National Assembly comes up to say, we represent the people, I laugh because we don't even know them. You either fight your way there, butt your way there, or get a political godfather that says, go and represent me there. So until we have that level of restructuring, the entity called Nigeria has to be restructured so that same people with the same value, with the same motive, with the same orientation can live together and do their things the way they want it. But nationally, we can come together and agree on the binding forces, like you said when you were doing the introduction, the military, the international relation, the Naira and all the rest of it. But what does the federal government have to do with a sinking borehole in a local government or a primary school within a community? So restructuring, hijacking the political system, that I mean is that the elite, the people the patriotic Nigerians are edged out. They are never in the system. Should he want to be a governor of his state today, you know the first thing that will happen is to go to the political godfather of that area, who will have his own candidate, have his own person, because he has no political structure. So those who own the political structure determine who is presented for voting. At the end of the day, Nigerians are voting for people they don't know, no track record. Okay. You know, you begin to vote for criminals, vote for thieves, because that is what the owners of the political structure from place to place are presented.
All right, now I come back to you, Tony. You were part of the 2014 confab, and there were recommendations made, which a lot of people are clamoring for now, and it was said that the former President Johnson tried to implement certain things, but now there's been calls that there should be implementation of what was decided at the 2014 confab. Now, you could give us details of what was agreed and if it is something we should look into.
The problem is this: the recommendations are voluminous, but the simple needs are those of devolution, rights. I'll give you a small example. This country now bases all its governance on sharing of wealth. Governors go into Abuja to share wealth. At the moment, wealth that comes only from the Niger Delta. Whereas every area of this country has more than enough resources to develop and grow its own self. In fact, even the Niger Delta has not grown as well as could have, because the governors and the systems of governance there have been lazy and not inclined or motivated to add value to their resources. And of all these resources, the most important resource we've neglected is the human resource. Now, if we were to return, say, to the 1963 Constitution that stipulated that every federating unit, then we had regions. Now, for example, we have states. Every federating unit is to produce, attract revenue, pay a tax to the center, and develop according to its own choice. So, the way Awolowo did for Southwest was, he decided that our cocoa will first of all develop people. And the Southwest has benefited immensely by the free education, from the free education and other things that Chief Awolowo put in place. The Sadana of Sokoto now decided, I'll follow suit. He set up, when I was set up the Dublin TV, he said first in Africa. Okwara set up the ENTV, he said second to none. Now there was this healthy rivalry. But now you find that whilst then we all, for example, went to school based on merit. Now we all are forced to wait for the slowest child to catch up. Because I cannot in my state decide to develop our children at the pace I would like. I have to make sure that the children in my state are developed pari passu with the children, say, in Nasarawa State, in Jigawa State, in Sokoto State. Now, this is not the best thing for development. We could have been better developed, for example, if the Niger Delta governors knew that whatever they get from oil and gas, they have to plow back to either add value to oil and gas or develop other resources. They're not doing that. And because everybody else, we've got this rentier mentality, which says just go monthly to Abuja, collect money, come back to the state capital, all local government chairmen come in, you share the money again. Nobody is interested in wealth creation.
What came out of that confab will go a long way to solve all these problems we have. Just like he has said, and we have just seen you reiterating it now. You spoke about setting up a special court to try corruption. Let's pick out the good things. Let's look for a few people, look at it very well. Initially, we didn't want to accept this because we doubted the sincerity of the man that set it up. But now we are there. And the country has to move on. And we could pick up the good things here and then go for a referendum. Look, the constitution itself must be tinkered with. I keep saying to people, the judicial system we have now cannot catch a thief. It can only catch a thief that stole a goat or pick up your gown from the hanger where you put it. But those who steal big, all you need is to steal enough to make room for one or two sons who will help you argue technicalities until the life of the government is over.
So are you saying our call and fight against corruption is an exercise in futility?
As it is, we don't have the system. And the law itself must be changed. You see, desperate situation calls for desperate solution. Nigeria's situation is a desperate one that calls for us to take certain desperate steps to rescue and to bring these countries at the precipice. And not talking about restructuring or not going for restructuring, not looking at the outcome, the good aspect of the outcome of 2014 confab, is just postponing the evil days. I'm afraid.
I thank you, Mr. Okimbaloye. When the chicken finally comes home to roost, and when the market is on fire, and even the blind and the deaf will get to know because the heat will be generated. I wasn't just at the 2014 National Conference, with all respect, without humility. I was at the 2005 National Political Reform Conference. I was at the 1999 Vision 2020 Conference. And I was at the 2014 National Conference, where all these issues concerning restructuring, devolution of power, through fiscal federalism, continue to come up again and again like a recurring decimal. But each time we did a good job, like during the 2014 National Conference, when the best first 11 of Nigeria, that one person who used to be secretary to the government of the federation called boys, he said it was giving jobs to the boys. We got the best from Nigeria. First class traditional rulers, professionals, the youth, artisan, market women, students, the academia, the labor, trade unions, retired police officers, military officers. In fact, the who is who in Nigeria. They were at that conference. And after argument for about 6 months, at times almost coming to blows, we finally reached so many consensual decisions. One of them was this restructuring, devolution of powers. So, I'm not just a lawyer, with all respect, I'm an historian. So I like at times to situate my discourse within the perspective of history, because today is the tomorrow you discussed yesterday. I'm calling on the federal government to bring back history to our syllabus, because we are losing something. Nigeria is not like America in terms of federalism. In the United States of America, after their declaration of independence in 1776, they met in this place in Philadelphia. They were already regionally autonomous, and they said we needed to have a more perfect union. That was how they ceded powers to a government that they formed at the center. But in Nigeria, all regional blocks were already autonomous. The Benin Empire, the Kane-Bonu Empire, the Sokoto Caliphate, the Oyo Empire, they already existed in their full bloom with all powers to do all things. That was why Oba Ogoramin Ogbaise in 1787 was able to beat the British with bare knuckles, which led to the 1897 punitive Benin expedition. But somehow, Lord Lugard, on the 1st of January 1914, after he married a young lady called Flora Shaw, who actually gave Nigeria her name in an 1897 article she wrote in the London Financial Times. After Niger area, she later married Lord Lugard, who was then the governor of northern Nigeria. And Lord Lugard decided to calibrate and collapse the Southern Protectorate, which had already merged with the Lagos colony, with the Northern Protectorate to form the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Since then, there have been these combustive implosions. So when you talk about restructuring, some people are afraid of it. And we say no. Restructuring does not mean balkanization. It's not Southern and it's not Southern Sudan and Sudan.
Okay.
Afro, Indian, Pakistan, Afghanistan. They were once one country.
I beg, in case if you never click the subscribe button, click the subscribe button. Now for our channel, we're going to give you updates on every single thing where they happen for our country and the way forward, waiting we need to do to make sure say our country get better. You know, all this issue of waiting that they talk about restructuring, all these things where many people they talk, may they restructure, as in all the whole state, may they manage their own resources and may everyone get in own police. Now nice thing, you know, but to me, if I dey see how things dey go, I dey be like say e better may we get total separation, because if we get total separation, na im go be the best thing for our country, Nigeria. Because the way things dey, everybody dey cry, everybody dey talk say they wan go their own country, own nation. Everybody dey complain say the country no dey favorable for them. Sometimes I dey even talk say even the three dividing the country into three no go even make sense sef. E go better sef make dey even though say e go reach 4 or 5 or 7, how they go take divide am, e go even dey better. May everybody go manage wetin they wan do, so that everybody go dey in peace in the way they want. Even if you check some African country like us, like Ghana and ourselves, no only one state in Nigeria. So Nigeria is enough to even divide into so many how many to any numbers where they won't do divide them, so that everything will just dey distinct, dey uniform. Many people they always complain, everyone people they cry. We better may just allow them, may they just dey on their own. Well, I no go just talk much. I beg me could not click the subscribe button. Listen to every single thing we be say those men of God they talk. Listen to it now. I beg don't forget to click the subscribe button, and don't forget to support us by sharing it to everyone on every social media platform, so that they go see what thing they happen. Make sure say you click the subscribe button. I beg I beg una.
This country is at the precipice, and not talking about restructuring or not going for restructuring is just postponing the evil days. I'm afraid.
The only way we can get out of things like the Northeast insurgency called Boko Haram, the Middle Belt killings by the Fulani headsmen, the Southeast call for a Biafra, the Niger Delta militancy, is by removing power from the center, giving it to the state.
I am speaking about national security. Hold on, please. My brother, this is a national security issue.
Yes.
There is a war on. You want to pretend there's no war. That's a war
pretending.
on.
I'm only saying there are
a lot of you journalists are part of the problem. You don't want to address the truth. There's a war on. Why are you saying you're not pretending? There's a war on. People are being killed everywhere. You're saying there's no war. What do you mean you're not pretending? You are. You are part of the problem in this country. Allow us to speak the truth so that people will know what's going on. There's a war on.
I keep saying to people, the judicial system we have now cannot catch a thief.
I beg, when I don't hear wetin they don't talk, and I want make una talk on our own. Wetin I think for the country to dey better, where make all this suffering, make all this crying, where people they cry every time, all this kind by where they buy everybody every day, it no make sense. So wetin I even think now to restructure the country be the best solution, or now may everybody just go on in separate way, even though say they want split the country into 10 or 7, it go better. So I don't know what I think. Maybe say everybody get their own resources, manage wetin they want manage. If Niger Delta say they want go, or Asarida Bokara within people say they want 2 states or 3 or 1, or they want the 3 get their own state, I think saying go dey better. I don't know what on I think so. So me wanna drop on our opinion on the comment section. I beg you, make una do me that little favor. Now the only way una feed the encourage us on the support us. Me wanna click the subscribe button, share to everyone on every social media platform, so that we go to give una update of every single thing where they happen for our country Nigeria. Drop an opinion, whatever una think, because the country now since time as it's not right now, everybody don't tire for waiting that happen now. They as say the leaders they don't know what to do, or they know what to do. They just they busy, they embezzle their money. I don't know what with their own problem, and I don't know why they marginalize some category of people. You know, make sense. So everybody they cry, everybody they suffer. It seems as if all the whole mineral resources we will get, they know they use them, or they know they even see them, or they don't even know what the mineral resources we God use bless us. So now most times, sometimes I go even the talk say, maybe they pray for our leaders, because our leaders made God just touch their heart, made they do the right thing, because you don't just say they don't even know what to do, they don't even know what to do from the left to the right. You can't just say they don't even tire for. Sometimes if they go outside country, we don't imagine say all these things where they see for outside country where other people they do, they know they see them to implement them or to make them main they useful for our country. Sometimes they think they even tire me. And when they always talk say we just pray for our country, make just God touch the heart of the leader, even though say they don't know what to do, make God just open their eyes. Say, okay, may they try pity us. Everybody they cry, everybody they suffer, everybody people they buy every day. They think don't tire us. So I no go just talk more. Drop una opinion at the comment section. Wetin una think? Na restructure go be the best. Make we just loud them and make una dey share them so that people go dey hear them. Make the warning or the this thing dey sound to their ears so that they go dey know say the people know they happy with them. People they angry with them. Thank you so much, my lovely people. Click the subscribe button and share to everyone on every social media platform. Thank you.